I have some more wine in the house. Octavia's with her mother this weekend, so we could.
With only 4 seasons planned for Helluva Boss's story, the series is nearly halfway through, showing the audience the adventures and conflicts experienced by Blitz and the other members of I.M.P. With numerous episodes of love and loss, the series manages to toe the line between comedy and tragedy, creating a story that fans can't look away from. Many are worried about the state of their favorite characters after the release of the second season's latest trailer. It seems that Blitz will encounter new enemies, hurt allies, and try to change himself before the end of the season. If so much can change in a single season, there's no telling what direction Helluva Boss will go in before the finale. In today's video, we'll discuss possible endings developed throughout the following seasons.
Blitz, I think so very highly of you. I didn't realize you think so low of me.
Number 1. Stolas and Blitz end up together. One of the primary conflicts in the second season is the nature of Stolas and Blitz's relationship. The pair arrange to spend an intimate night together on the full moon, allowing Stolas a romantic encounter. At the same time, Blitz receives constant access to Stolas' grimoire, so I.M.P. can travel to Earth and fulfill their contracts. However, Stolas begins to desire something more, wanting an honest and heartfelt relationship with Blitz during the aftermath of his divorce. Unfortunately, Blitz doesn't believe that Stolas could genuinely love him, which causes intense conflicts in episodes like Ozzy's and The Full Moon. Stolas finally decides to offer Blitz a way out of their contract so that he can remain in their partnership out of desire rather than necessity. However, when Blitz is surprised and approaches the situation like a joke, Stolas deems it is necessary to end their relationship, banishing Blitz from his home before they can communicate their intense feelings. However, since their conflict took place with 4 episodes remaining in the season, there's still time for them to reconcile and come to better terms. A scene from the trailer shows Blitz cradling a potentially wounded Stolas in his lap while they encounter a much larger enemy. This new character's design resembles Satan, the Sin of Wrath. We know from the hierarchy of Hell that the deadly sins are more powerful than Stolas, so the former couple may need to work together to survive a possibly dangerous situation. If they do escape their new enemy, they will have a common problem to help springboard their development and restart their relationship from the beginning. If they're successful, Helluva Boss may end with Blitz and Stolas having a happy ending.
I have my answer, Blitz. You needn't say anything.
Number 2. Lucifer reshapes the 7 deadly sins. While Helluva Boss has to avoid excessive overlap with its sister series, Has Been Hotel, to avoid unnecessarily influencing or complicating either narrative, the 2 series still occur in the same universe. With continuous debuts for the 7 deadly sins and their unique personalities throughout Helluva Boss, Lucifer will likely eventually cross over and make an in-series appearance despite working with Charlie at the Has Been Hotel. While Lucifer was once determined to take a hands-off approach to what was happening in Hell, Charlie has since convinced him to give sinners a second chance. He believes in their redemption and betterment. He may also want to reshape other portions of Hell to make it more livable for everyone, including Hellborn demons. One of the factions that Lucifer can reshape and influence is the 7 deadly sins, as the other members follow him and fall directly beneath him in the hierarchy of Hell. There are specific members of the 7 deadly sins who are purely antagonistic and unlikable. Asmodeus and Beelzebub have compelling storylines that show their compassion and humanity, whereas sins like Mammon and potentially Satan appear more self-interested and violent. Asmodeus mentions in Mammon's magnificent musical mid-season special that he's known Mammon since the beginning of Hell and that they don't get along. Hell already has laws and regulations, such as how Asmodeus can allow his succubus to travel to Earth using Asmodean crystals. However, most other modes of travel are considered illegal and should have repercussions. Since Hell isn't completely lawless and now has an optimistic and caring ruler who may want to change things, Lucifer may reshape the 7 deadly sins, ensuring they're a group he can depend on to manage the 7 rings.
The magic-tastical, back-flipping rubber duck! Ha ha! That spits fire!
Number 3. Heaven interferes. While one of the primary conflicts in Has Been Hotel is a potential war between Heaven and Hell, that doesn't mean that different factions of Heaven won't step in to manage the Hellborn demons, viewing them as threats alongside sinners. The belief that Hellborn demons are malicious entities that must be stopped may occur due to the actions of Blitz and I.M.P. Throughout most of the series, I.M.P. travels to Earth illegally to fulfill their contracts. However, their work causes them to cross paths with a group of angels in the episode Cherub. The 2 groups compete for a human soul, with one trying to save him and the other trying to end his life. However, their conflict causes the cherubs to be banished from heaven as they accidentally lead to a human's death. These old enemies return in the full moon, where the abandoned cherubs have resorted to manipulating and stealing from humans to survive. They are later apprehended by the secret agents from Truth Seekers, who are also desperate to enact revenge on I.M.P. The two groups ally and the cherubs enter Hell through a portal to stop Blitz and the others. However, they are stopped by I.M.P. and return to Earth to recoup and devise a new plan. Throughout the episode, the cherubs become increasingly disturbed by Blitz's behavior, misinterpreting his shopping trip to believe he's planning to torture and harm innocent human souls. While the cherubs seem malicious in their own right, they seem genuinely concerned with protecting innocent souls. They may plan to contact Heaven, claiming that Hellborn demons are rising to Earth, which may launch an all-out war or another form of extermination throughout the 7 rings of Hell.
Love can be beautiful at any age.
And we'll show him!
Number 4. Lost contact with Earth. In tandem with the concept of Heaven stepping in to reign in Hell, it's also possible that Hellborn demons will lose all capability of traversing through Earth in retaliation for their actions. Surprisingly, demons are permitted to enter Earth to begin with, but we know from the meeting scenes in Hazbin Hotel that Heaven isn't afraid to cut corners and look the other way in the name of keeping the peace. The fact that only certain demons, such as Asmodeus' succubi, are allowed to traverse Earth and mingle among humans may be a former accommodation put in place to maintain peace between Heaven and Hell. Most demons have violent tendencies and know how to defend themselves during times of trouble, but succubus may not desire to harm humans. Now that I.M.P. and other demons are slipping through the cracks to fulfill contracts and harm humans, Heaven and the leaders of Hell may need to step in and put new regulations in place that cut Hellborn demons off from entering Earth altogether. Such a decision would significantly impact I.M.P., who depends on Earth to make a living and find clients. In X's and O's, Blitz tells Crimson that his company doesn't usually take contracts located in Hell, but makes exceptions depending on pay or withstanding circumstances. There have been numerous occasions where I.M.P. has acted as a bodyguard for Stolas since he funds and provides the means for them to travel to Earth. The series may end with I.M.P. needing to change tactics once they lose complete contact with Earth. These changes could happen in tandem with Blitz's decision to make changes in his life, desperate to better himself and mend his broken relationships. Instead of cutthroat assassins, I.M.P. could become bodyguards for hire, a force who helps keep the streets of Hell from becoming overwhelmingly violent, or the group could go through their separate ways to pursue their dreams. For example, Blitz could return to his childhood aspiration of owning his circus and thriving in show business. Likewise, Moxie could thrive as a songwriter and performer in his own right.
This is my father, Crimson. Sir, this is my boss, Blitz. And my...
Really?
In a series set in Hell, it's not far-fetched to assume that Blitz and the others may not have the happiest endings. As the main character, Blitz finds himself in devastating circumstances, from when his circus caught on fire to accidentally sabotaging his relationship with Stolas. He'll have a long road ahead if he wants to change and have a better life, but with 2 seasons behind him and that goal, Blitz may encounter setbacks that will influence his friends, enemies, and loved ones along with the story they tell.
If we do kill him though, and he ends up down here, you will be stuck with him.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications to stay updated on our uploads.
Ignore him, sir. He's like this all the time. He thinks he's funny.
Offended.